So last night's loss might be one of the more soul-crushing losses the Yankees have suffered in my lifetime. Probably the worst loss we've suffered in my lifetime. I was born in '04, so I missed the 2004 postseason in general. I've missed the '01 Game 7. This is up there. This is probably the worst loss they've suffered in the postseason in my lifetime, or at least in my watching life. It's one of those things where you kind of sit back and you go, it's one loss, it's one game, you can bounce back. But on the other hand, it's the World Series. There's no room for error, and that kind of loss is unacceptable at this stage of the game. The Yankees need the win tonight. They need to win tonight. Like this is a must win. If they win tonight, tie the series up, go back to New York. You feel like you're in a much better spot. But they have to win tonight. They have to win tonight. There's no other way to put it. If you ask me, I just don't really know where to really begin with how painful that a loss that was. I mean, Stanton delivers a big 2-run home run. You get the go-ahead RBI from Volpe, but then there are so many moments that haunt you. It's Soto misplaying the ball in right field, allowing Hernandez to get to third instead of second, which set up a sacrifice fly, which made it 1-0 for the Dodgers. It's Tommy Edman making an unbelievable play up the middle to hold Wells' single to an infield single, which likely would have delivered another run and given the Yankees a 3-1 lead, which would have won the game for the Yankees because they didn't allow the third, fourth, they didn't allow the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth runs till the 10th. And you think of like Aaron Judge's at bat against Blake Trinan, the defensive miscue where Glaber, the balls, when he's receiving the throw, no one's backing him up. He receives the throw, he doesn't field it cleanly, and Shohei's able to get to third. That sets up a sacrifice fly for Mookie Betts. I know a lot of people have had conversations about the decision to go to Nestor Cortez versus Tim Hill. We'll talk about that. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Make sure you guys check out what we got going on with Fireside Yankees. I've got a ton of content on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. Without further ado, let's get started talking about that decision to go to Nestor Cortez instead of Tim Hill. Shohei Ohtani kills left-handed sinkers. He is a monster against left-handed sinkers. He doesn't even have a 50% ground ball rate against those pitches. He's more likely to hit a ball in the air or a ball on the line than a ball on the ground. He has a 4.12 WOBA against those pitches, and that's the guy you're about to face. I know that Freddie Freeman kind of struggles against left-handed sinkers, but you can't think about what Freddie Freeman's going to do before you get Shohei Ohtani out. You can't manage to face Shohei Ohtani. You can't manage to face Freddie Freeman when you haven't faced Shohei Ohtani yet. But I also need to say, Jake Cousins can't walk Gavin Lux there. He gets Gavin Lux out, or he pitches to Gavin Lux, and the Shohei Ohtani ball ends the game. You cannot walk Gavin Lux there. That can never happen. We talked about you cannot walk the guys to set up at bats for Ohtani and Freeman, and that was terrible. That was absolutely fucking terrible from Jake Cousins. That was unacceptably fucking bad. Like that can't happen. That cannot happen. But I mean, Nestor made a bad pitch to Freeman, and Freeman hammered it, right? Like it's that simple. I would have walked Betts. I have no problem walking Betts. You create a force on all bases. I don't want to be in a situation where a ball's in no man's land and you can't get a force out somewhere. You want the force out everywhere. You want the force out on every single base, and Mookie Betts hammers left-handed pitching. I don't have a problem with that. Nestor made a bad pitch. I think it was questionable to bring him in, but he made a bad pitch. Like, am I as mad at Boone as I am at Cortez making a bad pitch? No. Am I as mad at Cortez for getting beat by a Hall of Famer? No, I mean, Freeman's one of the best players in the game. There's a reason why he's as good as he is. There's a reason why he's a Hall of Famer. Like, you faced Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, but their stars showed up, right? Like, their big three, all of them played a role in them winning last night's game. Soto had that tough misplay, but he also set up the situation for Stanton to hit a 2-run home run. Stanton's 2-run home run obviously is the signature moment for him that gave the Yankees a brief lead. Garrett Cole was remarkable. He was everything you needed him to be. In the sixth inning, he gets into trouble and he gets out of it. He was awesome. Garrett Cole was awesome. Awesome. He was great. He was everything they needed last night. He showed up. Torres, I know he had that misplay on his ball at second, but he, did his job again, setting up the table. Volpe with a big hit. Jazz with his wheels, 3 steals, sets up that situation in the top of the 10th to give the Yankees a lead. That's all Jazz. That's Jazz right there. That's Jazz being a talented player and showing up and showing out. But One guy didn't. One big name did not, and that's Aaron Judge. And I mean to say this with all respect and all understanding that Aaron Judge is the best hitter in baseball. He is. He's the best hitter in baseball. He's the best player on this team. He's, one of the best first-round picks the Yankees have made, arguably ever. He's incredible at what he does. He failed, and he's failed in the postseason. He's 0 for 8 run score position in October. He has 13 trips run score position without a hit. He has a negative 4% win probability added, championship win probability added in the postseason. The Yankees have seen their odds of winning the World Series decrease this postseason because of Aaron Judge. They're here in spite of Aaron Judge. They've made it this far despite him. In his postseason career, he has a negative championship win probability added. The phrase, "we are wasting Aaron Judge's prime," should have died in the ALCS or ALDS, but it is dead last night. Last night it died. The Yankees are not wasting Aaron Judge's prime. He's wasting his own prime. He's not showing up in October. He's failed this team in the postseason. We needed him to step up every single step of the way. And while Soto has, and Stanton has, and Torres has, and Volpe has, and Cole has, and Rodon has, and Weaver has, he has not. So when I look at the totality of the postseason, and I look at why the Yankees aren't up 1-0 in the series, you could point to a million reasons, but I'll point to Aaron Judge. I'll point to him as the biggest reason. Blake Trinan hangs two pitches against Judge, and he can't do a piece of damage. If Aaron Judge delivers there, not a home run, just a single, Torres likely scores, or it wasn't Torres, it was Cabrera pinch running. Cabrera absolutely scores. The Yankees take a 3-2 lead, and they probably close it out with Weaver in the ninth. They burned Weaver. They may not have him tonight. Their entire bullpen was used because this guy can't show up in a big game. I'm sorry. The excuses are out the window for him. Tonight has to be the night he gets it going, or else we're going to have conversations about him over the offseason because it is now or never. You are the superstar player for the New York Yankees. You are the captain of the New York Yankees. The entire conversation in 2023 was about how great you are and how terrible the team is. He was the one who got to make recommendations to the front office, such as saying, hey, we should use batting average and RBIs more. Like this is 1955. He's the one who advocated to trade for Alex Verdugo, who made two great grabs yesterday, but has definitely not been what you would consider a plus outfielder for the New York Yankees on the offensive, defensive, and base running sides of the ball combined. That is the kind of stuff that cannot happen if you're going to play this way in October. Do you know who has that kind of pull in an organization? LeBron James. Do you know what LeBron James has? 4 titles, the most points ever. He's an unbelievable playoff performer. He shows up in the postseason. Yes, he's had his chokes, but Aaron Judge has done nothing but choke in the postseason. His highest OPS in a postseason series dating back to 2019, but during the ALCS 2019, so that point in time, is 761 in the Cleveland Guardians series. He hasn't had an OPS above 800 in a playoff series since the 2019 ALDS against the Minnesota Twins. He had an 872 OPS, which is good, but not this dominant figure. He hasn't been the same since the 2018 ALDS, where he brings the boombox. He, kind of does his thing with that, and the Yankees go on to lose that series. It is now or never for Aaron Judge. It is now or never. There are no excuses. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that Aaron Judge can do outside of showing up in this postseason to earn the favor or the favor he's built up with the fan base back. I'm not saying he should be hated. I'm not saying he should be booed. I'm not saying any of those things. But what I am saying is that the most popular player on this team is Juan Soto. In my opinion, the leader of this team is Giancarlo Stanton. You want to be a leader, you have to show up in the postseason. Plain and simple. You cannot be the captain of the New York Yankees and also be a postseason choker. Those two don't mesh. Those two don't intertwine. That is not Yankee captaincy. That's not being the Yankee captain. Being the Yankee captain means showing up when it matters most, and he hasn't. He has not. He has a WRC plus of 85 this postseason. It's just been brutal. It's been atrocious. It's been terrible to watch someone who wanted as much power as he has in the organization not show up. How can you tell someone else how to do their job but not do yours in October? That's kind of where I'm getting at. And I'm not saying he's mentally weak. He's incapable of turning it around. He's soft. He's whatever. I think all those criticisms are crazy. This is a man who has handled the pressure of New York beautifully over his entire career here. There have never been off-field issues. There have never been stories about Aaron Judge doing something stupid. There have never been incidents where you've asked yourself, is this guy mature? Is this guy capable of being the face of the franchise? None of those things have ever popped up. So I don't want to hear soft or mentally weak. I don't want to hear that this guy is incapable of turning it around. It's 54 playoff games. It's hardly enough of a sample size to say the guy is straight up never going to hit in the postseason. But I do think, with all of that being said, it's more than fair to pin everything that goes wrong for the Yankees in the postseason on this guy because he hasn't hit. If the Yankees don't win the World Series, it will be because of Aaron Judge. Plain and simple. You can say Nestor gave up the bomb. You can say Boone made some mistakes. You can say whatever you want. Little micro things, little errors, right? The Dodgers made mistakes. Flaherty, why was Flaherty facing Stanton a third time? You could argue Flaherty shouldn't have faced Stanton a third time. You could argue even that he pulled him early. Why did you pull your starter early? What if the bullpen collapsed? You could argue Trinan shouldn't have stayed in the game. Why did Trinan get to stay in the game as late as he did? You can make a lot of questions. You can question a lot of things that Dave Roberts did throughout the course of that ball game, but it doesn't matter because they won, because Freddie Freeman bailed them out because their star player showed up and did a job. They walked Betts to face Freeman. Freeman made them pay. When the Dodgers walked Soto to face Judge, he put up a pitiful at-bat where he had multiple pitches to crush and couldn't do a damn thing. So this entire Game 2 situation, this entire World Series, the course of events in this postseason lies firmly in the hands of number 99. There is no excuses. I don't want to hear an excuse. I don't want to hear this, that. The supporting cast has been good enough. The starting pitching has been good enough. Outside of Cortez last night, the bullpen has been good enough. There's one guy who has not been good enough from the start of the postseason to this point in time, and that's Aaron Judge. That is him. He has not been good enough. He has not done anything to help this team outside of that Game 3 home run. He has done nothing but detract from their rallies, from their offensive performances. Again, he has 0 hits with runners in score position in 13 trips to the plate this postseason. It can't keep going this way. It can't. You're asking a team to try to win a World Series while their best player continues to lay an egg in the batter's box. It's not going to happen. He has to show up. This is now or never. It's put up or shut up for 99. There are no more excuses. There is nothing else to be said. With that being said, Yamamoto does present an opportunity for Judge to get back on track, because 2 of the pitches that Yamamoto frequents most in his arsenal, the 4-seamer and the splitter, are 2 pitches that Aaron Judge has absolutely demolished this regular season. Aaron Judge went 1 for 2 with a double and a walk in his first game against Yamamoto earlier this year, and perhaps that's an indication that he could see him well. That's hardly enough of a sample size. That's 3 plate appearances to say anything definitively, but when you look at what Yamamoto throws and when you look at what Aaron Judge hits well, this is a matchup where it has to happen. It has to happen here. Aaron Judge has to show up here. He doesn't show up here. I don't want to hear about Aaron Judge. I don't want to hear about captaincy. I don't want to hear the captain. I don't want to hear any of those things until the man shows up in the postseason. The Yankees need to win the World Series if Aaron Judge wants to go down as anything other than historically bad choker for the New York Yankees. This is a great player. And this is a guy who needs great expectations to match his greatness. The expectations are here. His talent is here. He has not met these high expectations. He has not. I'm sorry, not in the postseason. He has to do a job. It's up to him. Calls for Rodon versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto tonight. Rodon needs to shove. Judge needs to set the tone. And the Yankees need to put that tough Game 1 behind them, the same way they put Game 3 behind them, the same way they put that game in Baltimore behind them, the same way they put that loss against the Red Sox behind them. They have taken blow after blow after blow, and they've responded every single time. It's time for them to do it once again tonight in Los Angeles. Let me know what you guys think about the Yankees right now, where they stand, how you feel after Game 1. I imagine it's not great. And of course, you guys check us out on the various social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Check out EmpireSportsMedia.com for written coverage on the Yankees and all of your favorite New York sports teams. Fireside Bets is up and alive. We've been thriving. Make sure you guys check that out if you want some NFL bets. We've got some World Series stuff as well. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Let's go Yankees. Peace out.
Perfect.